What is going on, everybody? This is your boy, Soul of a Man, aka Mr. Demon Alvarez. So we're gonna do something a little special, a little unique today. We're gonna do an ancestral reading on Jesus Christ. Yes, JC, the Son of God. Um, so basically, like any other reading, I have 13 cards up here, 6 from my angel deck, 7 from my Journey of Love deck. So we're just gonna give a little history, just a little bit background of who Jesus was, and we're just gonna go into these cards, give some messages about like what he would speak on as far as your daily routine and what's going to go on in your life, so to speak. Um, and without further ado, so we all know who Jesus was. Jesus was the and also subscribe to my channel. You guys will be so grateful. So basically, Jesus was the just Jesus was the Son of God, and he walked the earth for, let's say, 30 plus years. He had some amazing powers. He had the ability to speak over life over death. He raised Lazarus from the dead. He cured the sick, the blind. He could change water into wine. He could literally walk on water. He could, like, weather manipulation. I mean, his powers were amazing. The things that he could do. He could talk to angels. He had a direct connection to God, and we can do all of these things too. Maybe the walk on water thing. I don't know. I think we are just really. I think, and even with me being intuitive, I believe that we're just scratching the surface on really following in Jesus's footsteps as far as what we can do, what we can tap into. If you believe in him or not. There are still things that we can do today. We can still pray to God or pray to whoever you believe in. And actually just believe in ourselves. We can call on certain angels. You can have, you have a direct line to Jesus himself. So there's a lot of things that we're doing. We're almost like we're playing catch up, so to speak. We're like where Jesus was like way up here. We're like, so, I know there's a lot of people out there that say, they can cure this and do that. So, use your own discernment on that. But I believe that he was an amazing guy. Yes, I believe that he walked the earth. If you believe or you don't, I'm not here to, debate on that, make a believer out of anybody. I'm just here to give the knowledge, so to speak, and give the information. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the reading. So card number 1 from the angel deck, it is the angel of maturity. And it says, as I take responsibility, I also develop my strength. So when Jesus was here, he went to a point in his life, because even when he was young, I saw a story where he could, like, take a clay dove and burn, and just really it became alive, so to speak. As we are walking and as we are getting into our life's journey, and it doesn't matter your age, or your background or anything like that. You have to know that in your life that anything is possible. As you go on your journey, you're going to be battle tested, so to speak, and that's going to bring a lot of heart. That's going to bring a lot of strength to your character. That's going to bring maturity. That's gonna bring confidence in what you can do in your walk, in your everyday stride, how you talk. All of that good stuff. So, and Jesus is one, as he looks down on us and as he walks with us through our daily lives, he's definitely someone who wants us to mature, wants us to grow, wants us to have that fine-tuned knowledge of life. He wants us to have the best in life, so to speak. Also getting to the heart of the matter and who you are, and who you're going to be is very, very, very important in your maturity. All right, card number two is the guardian angel, spiritual growth. The way I become spiritual is simply to become myself. Meaning that, you know what, Jesus, when he walked, he had his own style. I mean, I think he was like the first person that had like that. I mean, like if he was around today, I believe like he would have just, I don't know, billions of followers on social media. I think he was greater than, any speaker we have today, any person that motivates. He was just he was the best of the best, so to speak. He came from spirit. He came from this spiritual. He came from the spiritual realm. He became a natural, so to speak. But he maintained all of those spiritual gifts. But he still went through things in a he still went through things in a natural way. As he lived his life, he progressed. He loved. He taught. He, like I said, he had that one. He had that one direction in God, and everything that he did, it was almost like a life lesson for him, and also a life lesson for us. Because a lot of times when we go through things, I think Jesus one time said, Father, why why do thou forsake me? And the things that he was going through. So, and I think a lot of times we feel like we are forgotten. We feel like we don't have the power. But we have that spiritual growth inside. We have the power. They say the life and death is in the power of the tongue. So that's just basically manifesting things in a sense. Being able to speak things into existence, being able to move things out of your way, so to speak. Some things even some things are almost like a calm before the storm, and when we speak, we have to know that supernatural manifestations, as we call them, blessings, life lessons, yearning for more, striving for more. All of these things are going to come, but they're going to come in their own divine time, so to speak. So, spiritual growth is just basically learning from within and going through the trials and tribulations, taking that piece of coal, turning it into a diamond, and having us to walk and shine in our own way. And there's so many different ways to do things. Don't let anybody ever say, well, this is the one surefire perfect way. Maybe for certain people, maybe for that individual, but what works for me may not work for you, and what works for you may not work for me. And that's just how it is. Or you can just add a little bit of everything and naturally create your own divine righteous way, in your path and in your growth. Alrighty, so card number three, the angel of faith. And this basically says, I have faith that goodness and joy are mine now and forever. So I believe it's faith is the things yet hoped for, but yet not seen. I think I got that right. I'm not a biblical scholar. I've been going to church pretty much my whole life, but I'm not one of those people that can just quote every scripture off the top of his head and all of that stuff. But I remember the stories and all of that stuff. But faith is basically what we righteously desire, what we want to see happen. All of the great things that we really want to see happen in our lives, so to speak. And with that faith is something that we can never go wrong with. Faith is about hope, and people might say, oh, well, man, hope is for suckers, man. No, it's not. No, it is not, because it can be something small, like to say, just have faith of a mustard seed, very small. So, we can hope, and we can hope and have faith that tomorrow, like today, if it's raining outside, we can have faith that, well, tomorrow is going to be an amazing day. Not to say that today isn't, but, weather-wise, tomorrow is going to be a great day. So, walk out tomorrow, sunshine, weather's a little bit warmer, and, and all is right with the world. So your faith is based on your hope, and that is based on your confidence. So the bigger your confidence, the bigger the blessing. Now, if your faith is waning, you need to, you just need to take time, meditate, focus, relax. Just tell yourself, breathe, that it's going to be okay. And the loss of a loved one, somebody sick, you're sick, things happen in life. A lot of crazy things happen in life. Things happen at the blink of an eye. Some things are out of our control, so to speak. So, don't, a lot of times we play the blame game. Don't blame yourself for a lot of things. You can't, don't play the role of the pity party. Don't get online and somebody said they're going through something and you're like, and you flip it around and turn it on you. It's not good. You don't want that kind of attention, man. You don't want to be that person. But know that your faith is very important. Know it is one of the key. It's one of the key ingredients to life. We all look for that universal truth. We all want to find what's um, what is it in life that really and truly moves us, so to speak. What's the answer to life? What's the meaning of life? There's so many different ways to answer that, so to speak. May do a reading on that one day. I think I'm gonna do a reading on that. But okay, so card number four. Card number four is the miracle of love, and it says, I am I am brought alive by the miracle of love. And that goes straight to the heart of who Jesus was. Why he was sent here, why he was placed here. Yeah, it was about love. It was just really about love for the world. So God to love the world, He gave His own begotten Son. So, almost like asking, as always, I've seen movies and books about the ultimate sacrifice. Would you make the ultimate sacrifice? Like it's always said that no parent should ever have to bury a child, and God doing that and Jesus doing that, He basically showed that love. And, that's the love that He wants us to see. Through our faith, through our walk, how we talk, how we deal with things. Every day, it's not going to be smiles and sunshine. Every day, it's not going to be about happiness. Sometimes we have the money, but we're still unhappy. We don't have the money. We're striving to get it. We want to get healthier, but it don't work out. It's just like certain things. You just know that you are made from love, that you are strive for love, and that love is within you every day. So loving yourself is not a bad thing. Showing self-love is not a bad thing. Taking time for growth, taking time out for your own personal mental health and well-being is not a bad thing. So the miracle of love, and yes, love is a miracle. Card number five. Card number five is the guardian angel of children. I honor the precious child within me. I nourish and cherish all new beginnings. So to have that childlike innocence, because when we get into society, it is very unforgiving. It really is. Everybody goes through it. Everybody goes through something differently, almost a different rite of passage. Different ethnicities, cultures, or different regions of the world. Everybody goes through something different. Someone may want a nice car. People on this side of the world may just want some water to drink. Or somebody from that side of the world may just want shoes on their feet. Somebody who's homeless just wants somebody to look and acknowledge them in their humanity. So it's it's different ways in this life, and it's amazing how it all goes, and we just have to cherish the beginning, love ourselves, love who we are, love where we've been in a positive way. Know that it all happened for a reason. Yes, there are some monstrous and nightmarish things that happen to people in the world. Why these things happen. We just have to have a greater understanding that this society is not a utopia. There's a lot of hate and anger and violence and just stupidity, and the the weak, the like the so-called strong preying on the weak, and people taking advantage of people's innocence. It's it's a crazy world which we live in, but you have to honor yourself, you have to cherish yourself, you have to know that you're here for a reason, and know that everything that you've been through is your testimony. It's basically showing the world of who you are, and who you're going to be naturally in the future. So don't let your past define your present, and definitely let your present define your future. Words of wisdom. Okay, so card number 6 is the angel of knowing. And yes, you can call on angels for protection, so to speak. You can call on angels for protection and different other things also. There's a lot of YouTube videos on that, books and all that good stuff. You guys can look into that. My sense of inner knowing leads me to the light. So basically this card is saying, this angelic card is saying that knowing who you are in a sense helps to guide you. Knowing who you are helps to guide you to going where you have to go, to going to where you have to get to. um It is that inner divine light. It's just knowing that there's something greater out there for you. It is just knowing that, the same old, it's just not happening, working for you. So something's got to change. So something changes in the inside, and from the inside, it goes out. So, people used to always tell me, oh, there's something different about you. There's something, and I couldn't for a long time. I was talking to somebody about this the other day. For a long time, I could not understand what they were like. I don't know. I just like, well, hey, maybe I'm just different. And that's not a bad thing at all. Just being different, being uniquely who you are. There's nothing wrong with talking different, walking different, looking different. Just being who you naturally are, man. I look at it like, in a sense, there are so many different things, or so many different classifications that we want to call ourselves, but we call ourselves everything but human. Like, seriously, we call ourselves everything but human on a daily basis. And everybody, like, I want to be this, I want to be that. Cool, there's nothing wrong with that, but it seems like we just can't meet each other in the middle. Well, sometimes we can, just recognize someone that says, oh, okay, well, hey, we're both human. We're both sent here with, this is all a divine thing. We're here for a reason. We're here to help each other. If that sounds corny, let it sound corny. But there has to be something where we can, like, meet each other in the middle. And then from there, we get something, you get something, and if we part ways, cool. But there's got to be something where we can meet each other in the middle, man. But yeah, so that's just having a sense of knowing, leading, just having that inner guiding light, so to speak. And this is for the journey of love deck. This would be like the second pull, card number one for that. This is the lovers card. Basically, just like when Jesus walked the world, he embraced everybody. Jew, Gentile, sinner, like, he embraced everybody. So this is basically embracing yourself, showing yourself love, getting prepared for that inner love, so to speak. Like I said before, there's nothing wrong with loving yourself. There's nothing wrong with looking at yourself in the mirror, saying that you're beautiful, you're handsome, you're incredible, that you can do all things, so to speak, and that you are ready for the love and life that's going to be coming your way, that great love, that great opportunity, so to speak. Um, Card number two, the spiral dance of the goddess. The spiral dance of the goddess is basically saying that using your own, using that intuition, trusting yourself, trusting that inner light, trusting that voice. People call it the Holy Spirit. Some people call it your intuition. Some look at it as your third eye, the inner voice, so to speak. A lot of people ignore it. Some people don't ignore it. Some people hear the warning. So a lot of people get themselves in a lot of crazy situations. They're like, it's cool, and they wake up the next day and they're like, oh, what have I done? But there's always going to be a voice that's warning you. A lot of us, it's loud. We can hear it. Like if I go to a job interview, right? And if I can walk in that place and look around, something tells me to get out of there, I'm gone. I'm not questioning, I'm not asking, I'm just out. And that's basically the spiral dance of the goddess. Basically, listening to that inner voice that's guiding you to the greater good, so to speak. Shifting universes. This is a very interesting card. Almost looks like a Vincent Van Gogh type of art in it, but the shifting universes is saying that one, that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and everything everything in you is spiraling around from the natural to the spiritual. Things in you are building up to help you to get to that next level. It's like different frequencies that you can go up to, different levels, so to speak. And everything that every the one thing that the main things that define you are the things that you go through in the beginning, the middle, and the end. Because that's just a basic story. Every story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And that's those shifting frequencies, and get into the part where you can be like Neo in the Matrix. If you haven't seen that movie, check it out. Where they shot, it was disappointed part one where he stopped and he just believed. And they shot the bullets at him, and he just did like that. Now, I'm not saying if the police shoot at you, don't stop. You know what I'm saying? And do like, no, and get out of there if you can, for real. But anyway, the next card is card number four, the heart of the moment. And there's always going to be for a lot of us, there are going to be different moments, and one different moment that defines us. Whether it be you graduated from high school, college, whether it be you walking down, for a lot of ladies, walking down the aisle, or for just a lot of people walking down the aisle saying I do, just telling somebody that you love them for the first time. There's always a lot of different heart of the moment, so to speak. But this moment is to be remembered, cherished, and always to look back on, to help to define us and who we are, who our character is. And like one of Jesus's moments was two things that come to mind when he was when he was put on the cross and he was stabbed with the spear of destiny. And I forgot, he said something about, to you, Lord, I commit my soul, something like that. Father, forgive them, for they don't know, well, they know not what they do. So, and the second thing was, when, 3 days later he rose, and all of that, all of that good stuff. So, just the heart of the moment, just being who you truly are, breathing, letting that moment, just taking advantage of that moment, full advantage, and just basking in it, knowing that you're there, and just naturally just flowing through it. Card number card number 5. Let the feminine lead the way. Again, let the feminine lead the way. Basically saying, again, that goes into your intuition. That goes into your intuition. That goes into your third eye. That just goes into listening to the Holy Spirit, that genuine voice that says, no, no, don't go. No, don't do it. No, 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 no. And when you hear that no, it's not a bad thing. Just saving you from something that's going to change your life, probably for the worse, and help you for the better. So just always remember that. Card number 6. Card number 6 is becoming. Becoming is just basically manifesting who you truly are, and who you truly want to be. It's all about your journey. It's about your spiritual journey. Jesus went on the spiritual journey, from, I said, the Immaculate Conception, from childhood. When he was a kid, he had to flee to Egypt, and just kind of, him marrying Joseph, they just had to blend in, so to speak, so that they wouldn't be found. And just basically, just becoming who you're truly going to be in this world, something greater than who you can actually believe or know that you're going to become. So just know that you're going to be okay in this lifetime. You just have to believe it. Also put some work into it also. Cool. So 41, last card is knowing without knowing. So it's almost saying, like, just taking it one day at a time, knowing that you're spiritually led, spiritually fed, that everything is going to be okay in your life. Just know that you're a part of something bigger, you're a part of something greater. Yes, you're still an individual. You can live your life, make your own choices accordingly. Some people feel like they don't want to be controlled. They don't want to be a so-called puppet. I get that. Especially in society, being a part of the machine. I just, to me, I don't know. Like I said, going back to me, it's always, people would say, like, "Hey, you're different." Now I understand. Now I'm getting more of that understanding. With the spiritual gifts that I've been given, and just being able to help people. It really it helps to define me more as an individual, so to speak, and it helps me to knowing without knowing. It's almost like knowing that everything's going to be okay, keeping the faith. And that's what Jesus did in his walk. That's what made him so amazing in everything that he did, and everything that he still continues to do. It's called him the miracle man, so to speak. But yeah, man. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this pull, this ancestral pull on the Son of God, Jesus Christ, and I hope that from this, that you can learn, that you learn something spiritually, physically, emotionally. Hope you guys have a great day, week, month, year, life, and all of that good stuff. If you find this 5 years from now or 100 years from now, just know that you can implement these things into your life. And hope you guys have an amazing day, week in life. And if you want to book your appointment, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you would like to see me talk about or do a poll about next, or a reading, or if you just like to get in contact with me. All of my information will be right down below. As always, I am Soul of a Man 504. And as always, I'm out this. Peace. Peace.